why choose as this image. Let's open it. All right, so as you can see, we get exactly same to same. So now let me change here this content. So let's weird digital explorer. So let's change it to this one. And also we can change this content to, let's say, this one, why choose us. And this is very simple to change. I'm not showing you how to do that. Simply click on pen icon, and now we can just simply copy and paste the content. Or if you like to write something, then simply just write it down here. Automatically it will be changed. And now we just need to add here these things like code development, right? So to do that, we just need to just simply search here icon. So if you search an icon, then you need to choose here icon list. Simply drag and drop here on this container. All right, so as you can see, we get like this. So simply just delete here 2 of them, only just keep only 1. Okay, so on here I like to change this content, let's say this one, core development, and let me just update it. Let's click on here this pen icon again, but if you see carefully that like this icon is going to inside of this main container. So okay, we can keep it like this, or if you like to make it in the top, then you can do it. Like if you simply just drag into here, then it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a big problem though. So let me delete here this main container. So now as you can see, the layer is something like that. Means when you're just going to drag and drop here this icon list, simply just drag and drop here under this paragraph. Okay, so all right, so I hope you understand. Let's click on this pen icon. Let's go here this style, and now what you need to do, we need to just change here this icon size. So right now as you can see, this icon size is 14, so let's keep it 18 pixel, and let's change this color into, let's say, blue like this. And for this text, let's click on here this text, and let's go here the typography, and for this text let's make it 18 pixel. And the line height I like to go with 22 pixel, and for this text I like to go with a 600. Let's see how it look like. For the 600, this is mainly the look, as you can see. All right, so now I also need to just add here in a paragraph. So what you can do, you can just simply copy and just click on here this pen icon and click mouse right button and simply click on paste. Then this text will become under this heading. Okay, I mean under this icon list it will become. And now in here we need to change here this content. So let's click on here this pen icon, and now let's simply change here this content, and as you can see now it's changed. And to add another one, what you can do, you can simply just copy and simply click mouse right button and click on here this paste button. Then under this we'll get this one, and I mean the another one, and again click on mouse right button and copy it. Click on here this like this icon list, again click on mouse right button and click on paste. Then we'll get exactly same, right? And now let me change here this content. Let's click on here this pen icon. Let's go here these items, and let's change here this text into this one. As you can see now it's changed. And let's click on here this arrow to see the preview. And as you can see, this is mainly the final look, as you can see. So now let's click on again arrow here, and let's click on here this update button to save the changes. Now let's move to the next section. This is mainly the countdown section, as you can see. So to do that, we just need to come back again here and simply just click on here plus icon, and let's say take this one. And now we just need to go to the advanced, and now we just need to add a little bit padding in here. So let's unlink it first. And from this top, I like to go with 100. And for this right side, I like to go with 30 pixel. And for this bottom, I like to go with 100. And for this left, I like to go with 30 pixel. And let's go again here, this layout. And in here, I'm just going to turn on this wrap because it's later you will understand why it's neat. So just turn on this wrap, and let's again click on here, and let's simply drag and drop here another container, and let's make it full width and change it to, let's say, 25%. And on this container, let's go here with advanced, and let's unlink this padding. And for this, I like to go with, let's say, this right will be 15 pixel and the left will be 15 pixel. All right, so now again just go back, and let's again drag and drop here and a container inside of this container. So if you see here this like this navigator, then as you can see, first of all I take in a container, then again I go with this container that's width is 25%, and then again I take in a container and that is the full width, or you can say like, yeah, it should be full width, no problem. Alright, so now here let's go again here this advanced, and let's unlink it. Okay, okay, so let's link it. So now let's come into here this advanced. As you can see, I'm in this child container. So right now I'm just going to add here, let's say, 30 pixel padding inside of the year, then you'll get to see like this. So right now we took a lot of paddings, right? But we are not getting to see any kind of changes. So nothing we get to see. So let's see. Let's go here this parent container and let's go this style and let's say change this color into, let's say I like to go with the blue, and also I like to change this background, you know, like this image. So let's go with this overlay and let's click on here this classic. And now I'm just going to choose here an image. So let's say click on choose image. And for now, I'm just going to select here this SVG file, this one. So you will get onto a folder. It's now let's say, let's change here. The position will be, let's say center. And on here, I like to change this repeat into, let's say no repeat. And then the display setting will be, let's say the cover. Then you will get exactly like the same feel. Okay, same thing you will get. And now let's say change here this opacity into, let's say 0.4. Then you will get exactly like this. All right, so let's go back again. And now let's simply drag and drop here this heading. For this heading, I like to type here. Okay, so, you know, since it's going to be in a countdowner, so if we just add an, you know, like heading, and if we type, okay, let's 324, it's going to be static, but we don't really need static something, right? So we need something like scroll, just increasing the number, right? So let's search here count. And let's simply drag and drop here this counter widget in here, and as you can see, it's now increasing, right? It's really cool, right? Let's go here and let's change it to, let's say 324, and let's say plus. I like to add plus. Let's see. All right, so now, okay, so here is mainly we need to type plus, and let's say remove here this plus from here. All right, so exactly we get like this, as you can see. And now in here we need to do a little bit setting. So let's go here this style, and let's go here this typography, and let's change this size into, let's say I like to go with a 55 pixel. As you can see this one, let's change this color into, let's say white. All right, so as you can see, it's now changed. And also in here this line height, let's say I like to go with 55 pixel. Let's see here this preview. Okay, let's see this one. And also this one, I think it's look a little bit bigger, just a little bit. So let's reduce here this font size. Let's say I like to go with 30 pixel. And now here we also need to change here this color into this cool number. So let's again go here this title, and in here I like to change it to, let's say it's gonna be white. So as you can see now, it's also changed, right? And also let's go here this typography, and let's say it's gonna be only 17 pixel. And let's say it will be obviously semi-bold, and yeah, I think now it's okay. But one thing is still missing if you see carefully, that if you compare with this design, that it's in, you know, this background have a P something, right? So to do that, what you need to do is just simply just drag it off here a P, I mean this heading, and now we need to type here just P. Simply type P, make it center. All right. And let's go with this style, and let's go here this typography. But first of all, I'd like to change here this color into, let's say white color. Let's go here this typography, and let's change it. Let's say I like to go with 150 pixel and 700. It will be the bold, and I mean the width. So if we take here white color, then I think it will be not looks good, because it's both color is white if you see carefully. So if we just make it this color, it would be better, I think. So let's make it 6E1E4. Just type this color, then you will exactly get like this. So it will be more better, you know. And let's go here this advanced tab, and now we just need to come here this page, I mean the Jim Fahad Digital this page. And now we just need to, for this countdown, let's say we just need to copy here back text. Let's say I'm just going to copy it, and I'm just going to paste here this class CSS on here this back text, and I'm just going to copy here again this single fun facts like this one. Let's go back Elementor again. So I'm just going to click on here this child container, and let's go with this advanced, and let's type here the CSS class that we copy from here. So after copying it, let's click on here this update button, and now let's copy from here. I mean all of this I copy now, copy. Let's come back again to our additional CSS page, and now we just need to simply paste it. Okay, so I'm just going to click on here this publish button to publish all of these changes, and now as you can see, we get exactly same as it is, right? So let me reload here this page, But one thing is still missing. If you see carefully that it's have a border or something, but in our case it's don't have, but in your design it's have. So let's add a border in here. Let's see. So right now we are in child container, as you can see. And now let's go here this tile, and let's go here this border. And for this border I like to go with, let's say, dotted. Select from here border type dotted, and for the width I like to go with only 1. So let's see how it's look like. Yep, as you can see, this is smelling the look right now. So what I need to do, I need to go here again this color, and let's say I like to go with the white color. So we could directly go with the white. Okay, let's just make it white, like triple F or 6F, and then I'm just going to make it a 50% like this. So let's see how it's look like. Looks cool. As you can see, it looks great. All right, so now let's go again here, and let's add in a border radius. It will be only 5 pixel. So let's say arrow. As you can see, we get exactly same as it is. So everything is right now done. So what you need to do right now, we just need to go here. This is mainly parent, right? So this is the child. So what you need to do, we just need to duplicate here this child. So simply just click mouse right button and duplicate, again duplicate, and again duplicate. All right, so now let's click on here this container, and as you can see, it's still unable to wrap. So let's open it. I mean this, click on here this preview button, and as you can see, we get to see like this, right? So we are getting to see because I think we use add here gap between. So as you can see here, the gap between is 20 right now. Just make it 0. So when you make it 0, then you will get as exactly like this. As you can see, now it's perfect. So now I think you can change this text and number, everything you can text. So I'm just going to do it myself. Then I'm just again continue. Now let me show you that like one of these how we can edit it. So let's click on here this simply this counter, and then let's say type let's say 48 I need, and for this cool number to change this text we need to go here this title, and let's type here expert members or whatever you like to show, and let's go to this heading, and now in here we can type here let's say E, then it will be changed it to E something. So it's gonna be okay. All right, so as you can see now it's changed. But one thing, if you see carefully, that we just add 3 CSS, right? One is for the back text, it's mainly for the P, and this is mainly single font. It's something like that is when I'm just going to hover it, it changes this background color, I mean this body color, also it's just like showing something. So it's mainly like single font. And the last one is like count meter. So count meter is something like, if you see carefully, that in here, it's have this plus or percentage is a little bit, but in our case it's look bigger. So for it, so what you need to do, we need to just go with this counter, and let's go advanced, and let's simply add here this class. As you can see now it's changed. So let me go again here this counter, go here this CSS class. As you can see now it's changed. Click on again the counter, go advanced, add here this CSS class. As you can see it's now changed. Okay, let's go back again here, advanced, and let's add it. As you can see now, I think it's perfect. So let's click on here this update button to save these changes. Now let's move to the next section called project gallery, these sections. And you know, I don't want to start from scratch. So what I just want to copy and paste. Okay. So it's very simple to do. I mean, this copy and paste is very simple. Let me finding out which section is matched with this. So if you see carefully this section, it looks like similar. So let's simply click on mouse right button and copy it. I'm mainly talking about this what you do, and I'm just going to click on here this parent container. So if you click on this parent container, as you can see it's selected this parent container. So simply copy, and let's scroll down, and let's come here this simple box and click mouse right button and paste it. Then we'll get exactly same to same. But for here we don't need to get, you know, like we don't really need exactly same to same. We need to change here this color also, right? So let's see here this color. Right now I think it's white, or let's check it using color picker. Okay, so it's not exactly white, it's something like this color, F7F, like. Okay, so let me copy here this color. Let's copy it. Let's go back again, and first of all let me click on here this section again, go to here this tile, and yeah, it's exactly the same color right now in there. So let's remove here this left side image. So click on here this delete button, then this image will be deleted. All right, so now we don't really need these of these tabs. So let's, inside of this container, let's click on here this arrow, again this arrow, and again as you can see we get few of this container in here. So let's delete all of them. So as you can see, everything is now almost deleted, and it's only left one container. As you can see, only left one container. And now I'm just going to search here, let's say project gallery. Simply search project, or let's say gallery. So if you type here gallery, then you will get this widget called custom gallery. Simply just drag and drop here. Okay, simply just drag and drop. All right, so as you can see, I drag and drop here. But let's see, it's going inside of this container. That means this is the parent container and this is the child container, and it is automatically pasted into the child container, but we don't really want it, right? So what you can do, you can simply just drag into here this top on inside of this container. We'll get exactly same to same. And now let's click on again this container, and let's take it and let's go it to here, this inside of the parent container, and it will be changed. As you can see, now it's changed. That means we just rearrange the positions. Okay, so now it's changed, and now just click on here this custom gallery, this button, and now from here we can change the images and all of this thing. So let me click on here this image first, and from here we can type the name. So let's say I like to add here design and development. I'm typing here the content is planning. As you can see, we get exactly same to same. And for this image, let's click on choose image, upload image, select file, and from here you can just add the images. So let's say I like to add this one, so let's simply open it, and let's select this, and in here you get to see Lightbox link. I like to choose here website. So now we can select directly paste here website link. Whenever I'm just going to click on here this image, they will be right in this link, right? So if you like to put, some people are like going to put their Behance profile, or some people like to put their Drupal account, so you can easily link it there. Okay, all right, so now let's scroll down. I'm not changing all of this image right now, so let's go here this layout, and for this layout it's automatically select 3. So I like to go with the 3, but I like to change this image size into, let's say, full. And for this item height, I like to change it to, let's say, 500. And let's go with this additional option. Then you will get to see the icon. So we need to change it to, let's say, link. Then this icon will be changed, as you can see. But the problem is about, you get to see that like it's almost like look like they only take how much space. Let me go here this container. Okay, so this is mainly parent container. Let's go this layout, and let's make it the box into, let's say, full width. All right, so now when you just make it full width, it just now changed, as you can see. So as you can see now, it's almost changed. So yeah, I think now it looks perfect. Okay, so let's click on again here this preview arrow. Let's go with this style, but we just need to click on again this custom gallery button. Then go here this style, and now we need to do a little bit setting in here. Let's say for this column gap, I like to go with 30, and for this row gap, I like to go with 20. And let's say this overlay, I like to open it, so the blur level will be 5. And yeah, everything looks fine in there, but okay, everything is on this middle. Let's scroll down, and for this title, as you can see, right now it's white, so I don't want to change it. Let's go to typography, and let's say this font will be, let's say, 18 pixel. And let's say width will be 400 normal. So as you can see, this is look like this. But if you see that, like, it looks very, very small, right? So we don't want to make it small. So let's go back again, and let's say click on again, and let's say I like to go with 28 pixel, and let's say it's gonna be 700. Wow, looks good, right? All right, so now let's say go back again, and let's go to text, and let's change it to, let's say, 18 pixel. Now let's how it's look like. All right, so let's make it a normal. All right, so mainly this is called the text, right? This one, and the title one is like design and development, this one. So you can just do the changes from here. Okay, and also if you like to change this color into, let's say, different color like white, then just click on here this color option, and just select here the color what you mainly want. So then the color will be changed. And now let's click on here this link style. And for this padding, I don't want to change this padding. I like to go with this margin one. So on this bottom, I like to add 25 pixel. So then you will get a little bit space on here with this link icon. So now I think it's perfect. And now what I need to do, we just need to do the changes. Like we just need to add here images and also change this content. So let me show you the next one, how we can do it. So to change it, just click on here, this here, and here of this, and let's go here this content, As you can see right now, if you see here my navigator, then I'm in custom gallery and I'm going here, this edit custom gallery, and let's go to click on next one, and I'm just going to change it. Let's say I like to go with strategic planning, and let's say the content will be marketing, and let's click on choose image and go to upload, and let's select image, and let's simply add it. And one thing, if you like to just add them all of them in one, then I think I can simply just select all of them and simply just drag and drop here, then everything will be uploaded. Okay, also let's say I like to add my project images, so I think we almost added there, so let's add for rest of them. So I'm just uploading all of them. Okay, then everything will be uploaded in here. So let me select one of this image from here. As you can see, I choose this image and now it's changed. But if you like to change this image into, let's say I like to go with this one, so let's select it, then this image will be changed. And now let me show you another one. Let's go to the next, let's say number 3, and let's say I like to change here this text, also the image. I like to go with this image, let's say. So as you can see, now I changed this text and also the image. As you can see, now we just need to change the description, and it's very simple to change. Just simply change this content, then yeah, now as you can see, now it's changed. So I hope you understand, it's very simple. Let me update the rest of them, then I'm just going to again continue it. So everything is almost done. Let's click on here this update button to save the changes. And if you see here this preview, then you'll get to see like, yeah, everything looks fine. As you can see, everything looks perfectly. Now let's move to the next section, and now let's move into the next section, this one mainly, this watch our video section. So to do that, what we just need to do, simply just click on plus icon, and here, as you can see this plus icon, and let's choose this one, let's say. Okay, now let's go to the advanced, and I'll link this padding. Let's add this padding top into 100. For this right, I like to go with 30, and for this left, I like to go with 30, and for this bottom, I like to go with 200 pixel. All right, so as you can see, all right, so now let's go to this tile, and let's go here with this background tab, and let's say choose an image. Let's upload image, and let's choose here this solution BG, this image. Let's open it. Let's select the image. Now let's change here this position into, let's say, center and center. Then okay, now it's center, and for this attachment, I like to go with the fixed. And for this repeat, I like to choose here no repeat, then the image will be not repeated. And here this display size will be cover. All right, so as you can see, this is the final look, but also we just need to add a little bit, like background overlay. So let's go here, this background overlay, just click on here, and let's choose a color. Let's say I like to go with black. So let's go here. Let's say I choose the dark one, and for the opacity, I need to make it, let's say 0.8, but I think it's not look like same, right? So we need to click on again here this color, and let's make 000, and I think now it looks better, right? I think now it's look like similar with this. All right, so now it's okay. Let's click on again this icon, and let's simply drag and drop here this container, and again just duplicate it, and then you will get 2 of this here. So inside of this left container, I like to click on there, and I like to go this advanced, and for this padding, I like to add right side 15 pixel, and for the left side 15 pixel. And again, I'm just going there, and I'm just going to drag and drop here another container inside of this container. Okay, let me open here this navigator that you understand more better. So here is it. As you can see, inside of this container, I check on the container. So I'm just going to copy here what to do, this one, and simply just going to paste it, and now just going to make it left. And for the color, let's go color, and let's go text here, this text color, and let's make it this one, this color. And now let's click on again here, and let's simply just drag and drop here the heading. So as you can see, I added here. Let's go to the style, and for the style, I like to change this color. Let's say I like to go with white color, so let's choose from here the white. And also let's go to the typography, and I like to make this font size into, let's say 50 pixel. With this width will be 700, and the line height will be, let's say 1.2, like this. And also we need to add here on a paragraph. So I think we already have a lot of paragraph, right? So let's copy this one. Let's paste it here. So you already know that, like how to paste. Simply click on here this title, then click mouse right button, then you will get the option called paste. Simply you can paste it. Okay, now let's make it left, and let's click on here this color, and for this color I like to change to this color code. Let's say E8, E3, like this color code. As you can see, I like to go with this color. Let's go with this advanced, and for this top I like to go with, let's say, 10, and for this bottom I like to go with 20. I think it looks a little bit much more, I think, so let's make it less. Let's say I like to go with only 4. So let's see how it's look like. I think it looks good. All right, so now we need to add here a button. So what you can do, we will not going to do from scratch. We are just going to copy here this hero section button. Simply click on here this pen icon and then click mouse right button, copy. Oh, when I click mouse right button, I get a copy option. I copy it, and let's come again here, and I'm just going to click on here this text, click mouse right button, and simply paste it. Then the button will be come into this under this paragraph. Okay, and let's make it left on this alignment to change it left. Then yeah, as you can see, we get exactly like this. So let's see the preview, how it's look like. Okay, this is merely the final preview. All right, so also we need to go here this container, and for here this gap between I like to make the 0. So when I make it 0, as you can see, I get like this. All right, so as you can see, now we get it something like this. And now I think we need to add a little bit things, let's say, or we can make it 4. I think 4 even will be better, or let's say 8, how it's look like. Even 8 also looks good, but if you see carefully that it don't have a much space with this, you know, like with this title, also this paragraph, but in our case it's have just a little bit, right? But it's almost look like similar. So now let me change here this content first, then we'll check it again. So let me change here this title, this one. Also I like to change this one, and I don't want to change this paragraph. So now let's see how it's look like. Yeah, looks perfect. Look, you know, it's really looks perfect. Let's go with, let's say, 12 pixel. I like to go this cap between 12 pixel. It also looks good, not bad something. Okay, let's move to the next one. It's mainly our video section. I mean this video, yeah, video right side. So simply search in video. Then we just need to simply drag and drop here this one, mainly this video, as you can see. So I need to drag and drop. So when I click on this, it's automatically placed on here, but I like to keep it on this. Simply just drag in or hold into this another container, it will be automatically add into the another container. So I like to make it center, so click on here this container and just make them everything in center, then it will be come into center. So in here we need to do a little bit setting. So click on here this video icon, and let's go here, click on this icon, let's search here, let's say play, simply search play, then choose here this one, this one, okay, or you can say this one. So I'm just going to select this icon, and let's click on here this style, and let's click on here this button style. And for this button style, I like to change here this padding. Let's say I like to go with 20 pixel, and for this, let's say this bottom, I like to, okay, so not bottom, let's go to the left, let's make it 10. So as you can see, we get to see like this, but it's not making any sense, but don't worry, we're just making it. So let's say this size will be, let's say 38 pixel, and for this width I like to go with, let's say 80, and for this height I like to make it 80. As you can see, now it looks really fine, right? All right, so now let's say glow color, so let's change it to, let's say white. Here is a white color. Where is the white? Okay, here is a white, so let's choose it white, and let's say the glow size into, let's say 30 pixel. And now let's go to here this normal. As you can see right now, if you see carefully that this one, its background have a white color, right? And this play icon looks blue. So what you can do, we can just simply go with here this background color, let's make it white. So I'm just going to choose it white, and for this play icon I like to make it, let's say blue. As you can see, we get exactly same to same. But what happens when someone is going to hover? As you can see, when it is going to hover, it's disappear. So let's click on here this hover icon, and on this text color, it's really need to be on white. But for this background color, I like to change it to, let's say blue. So click on here this default color and scroll down, choose here blue. Now I'm just going to hover it. As you can see, this change into. So I think now this section is almost ready to go, and now we can move into the next section. Okay, for the next section, I'm again just click on here this plus icon, and let's click on here, let's say this one, let's say simply select this one, and let's go here this advanced. Let's simply click on advanced, and let's click on unlink. And for this right side, let's say for the right I like to go with 50, and for this left I like to go with 50. All right, so now inside of here I like to choose here another container. So let's click on here this icon, let's simply drag and drop here another container, And for here, I like to make it a full width, and let's go here into this advanced tab. And for here, let's click on unlink it, and I like to go with 100 pixel top, and I'm just going to make it margin like minus 100 pixel. And for this padding, I like to change it to, let's say for this top, I like to go with 100 pixel, not 1000, only 100 pixel. And for this bottom, I like to go with, let's say 150 pixel, right? But right now we are not going to see any kind of changes, right? So let's go to this style, and let's go here with this background type. Just select the classic, choose the color into blue. As you can see, choose the blue. And now let's go to background overlay, choose classic. Let's choose the image, and let's select the background again, like this background. Let's select it. As you can see, we get exactly same to same. But for here, we like to make it, let's say center, and then no repeat. And then I'm just going to choose it as, let's say it's our cover. And for here, this opacity, I like to go with like as it is. Let's keep it as it is. So as you can see, we get exactly same to same, right? And now we just need to type here our heading, right? So what you can do, since we already make few of these, so we are not going to do from scratch. So let's say I like to copy here this one. What you do? So let's simply copy and scroll down, and let's simply paste it down here. So when I'm just going to paste it, as you can see, we get both of them, right? So for this color, we are not going to see here. So let's change this color into, let's say I'd like to change it to white color. So what I do, I just click on this pen icon, go here, this tile, and let's change this text color into white. And also let's go to the next one. Let's go to this tile, and let's say text color will be white. And in here, we just need to do a little bit thing. Let's click on here this container. And for this container, we could make it, let's say 560 pixel. And for this gap between, we can make it 0. Now let's also change here this content. Let's click on here this provide awesome, this one, and let's go to content, and let's change here this text like this, as you can see. Also let's change here this title one. Let's go here this content, and let's change it to testimonial. So as you can see, we get exactly same as it is. But I personally think that we need to put a little bit, like gap between on this container. It should be more better. So let's click on here this child container. You can see here this navigator. And now I'm just going to make it only 4 pixels. So as you can see, it's take a little bit of space in here. So if I like to make it more, let's say 8 pixel, or let's say a little bit much, then you can just put it whatever you need. I mean, which value you personally need, you can put it down here. All right, so as you can see now, the gap between is 8 pixel. Now let's take another section. So let's simply drag and drop here in a section. So I just simply drag and drop here in a container. And for here, I like to search here testimonial. So click on here, and let's search testimonial. And let's simply just drag and drop here at this testimonial. As you can see, we get something like this, and now we just need to do customize. So let's simply select here this layout, as you can see. So let's click on here this testimonial, and now we just need to add some of the testimonials. So let me add few. So let's click on testimonial 1. So let's say I'm just going to type here this review text into this, as you can see, this one. And now let's say the client name, I'm just going to put my name, Exparazzi. And for this designation, let's say I'm a designer. So for the rating, keep it 5. Okay. And let's click on here this client avatar, click on there. And then let's say I'm just going to be choosing this one. Then as you can see, the image is now changed. And now I'm just going to delete these 2 like 2 and 3. And I'm just going to duplicate here this one in 3 times. As you can see, I duplicated 3 times. So in here, we just need to do a little bit setting on this container. So let's click on here this container, and let's go to the advanced, and let's unlink it, both of them. So for the padding, I like to go with, let's say the right side will be 50, and this left side obviously will be 50. And for this bottom, I like to go with 150 pixel, right? So like this. And for this margin, I like to, let's say, take 160 pixel, but obviously it will be minus. So as you can see, now it's going to here, as you can see. And let's again go to the testimonial, and let's click on here this setting. And for this spacing left right, let's take here, let's say 30 pixel, and let's say slide to show will be 3, and slide to scroll obviously will be 1. And if you see here this preview, then we get to say like these boxes look like really little, but if you see our these website, then it's look really wide, right? So to make it same to same, we just need to go here again, and let's click on here this testimonial one. So this section, as you can see right now here, So I'm just right now in the parent container. So for this parent container, I'm just going to change this width into, let's say, full width. So then you will get to see exactly like this. As you can see, we get like this. So now we just need to do a little bit setting on here, this testimonial. So let's click on testimonial again, and let's go here, this style. And now in here on this padding, I like to go with, let's say, 30 pixel, all of them. And now let's say this box shadow will be a little bit, as you can see, we get on a simple box shadow. For the box shadow, we just need to do a little bit update. So let's click on here, this pin icon, then you will get to see like these. And now on this horizontal will be 0, and this vertical will be 5, and this blur, obviously it will be 15. And for the spread will be like 0, and obviously it will be outline. But if you see carefully that these shadows look like a little bit hard, you know. So let's click on again here, this pen icon. Let's click on here, this color. So let's make it. So for this color, I'm just going to change it F1, F1, F1. Then now, as you can see, it's look a little bit soft. And let's go to the description again. And in here, we need to do a little bit changes. See, the margin is 0. And for this color, I like to change it to, let's say, this color. Let's say 565968. This color could simply paste it down here. Then you will get exactly same to same. And now let's click on the typography. And let's simply search here overpass. So let's click on default and let's search here overpass. Let's enter. And for this size, I like to go with, let's say, 18 pixel. As you can see, you get to see the changes instantly. Let's go to the width into, let's say, 600 semi-bold. And for this line height, I like to go with, let's say, 32 pixel. And for this style, I like to go with italic. All right, so it looks perfect, right? And now simply move on to this client, this tab. And in here, so for this client name, I like to change to this typography. So right now, I like to go with overpass. And I like to change this size into, let's say, 20 pixel. And the width will be 700. And the line height will be obviously 24 pixel. And for this client description, I like to go here, this typography. And let's change this into, let's say, 15 pixel. Let's say width will be, let's say, 400. And for the line height, I like to make it 24 pixel. And for the color, I like to change this color into, let's say, blue. All right, so as you can see, it looks good, right? So what we just need to do right now, we just need to do a little bit thing. That is about, if you go here, this content, simply click on there, then you will get to see here this testimonial, click on there. Then you will get to see the option called enable quote icon. Simply disable it, then the icon will be disabled. And to disable here this rating system, simply click on here this enable rating, just turn off it, then the rating will be gone. Okay, now again click on here this style, and as you can see, these both are almost gone. So let's click on again here, let's go testimonial. So it's have almost 4. And if you see here these design that it's have a dot, but in our case it don't have a dot. So to enable this dot, we just need to go here the setting again. Right now I'm in testimonial. I'm going to here this content, and on the setting you will get option called autoplay, show arrow, show like this dot. So simply enable here this dot. So when you enable the dot, then you will get to see the bottom it is. And now if you click on here this style, then now in here you can do the changes. So let's click on here this dot. And for this spacing, it's going to be -50. Just keep it as it is. Or for this width, I like to go with 14 pixel. And again, I'm just going to hide. It's going to be 14 pixel, as you can see. And the margin will be 12. And let's go to the active. For the active one, I like to make with, let's say, 14 pixel width and 14 pixel height. And scale would be only 1. So capital scale is 1. But for the active color, I like to change it. So let's say the color will be, let's say, blue. So I'm just going to choose it blue. That means when it is going to active, it will be blue. And let's click on here this advanced. And now from here this padding, I like to go with, let's say, the right will be 80 pixel and for the left will be 80 pixel. So one thing, if you see carefully, that these designs look like this. We already do a lot of settings, right? And if you see with this design, this is mainly the original design, but we make like this. But where we mainly make the mistake? So let's click on here this arrow again. And now if you just click on here this container, this is mainly the parent container. Let me open here this navigator, like this testimonial container. Then you will get to see this advanced option. We mainly add here this padding 500, but not exactly it's need to be 500. It's need only 40 pixel. So I'm just going to make it 50 pixel. And as you can see, boom, our design is now, as you can see, it's ready. And the very last thing that we need to do here, that is changing here this background color. To change the background color, let's click on arrow and let's go here this testimonial. Let's go to this style and let's on here this, you know, like this layout, we need to go normal, and for this normal we need to change this color into, let's say, white. Now let's simply click on here this update button to save the changes. Now let me reload here this page and let's scroll down, and as you can see this section is really looks perfect. And for this section, okay, so on this client image and name, it's look like really nearby, right? So to do the changes, let's go here this edit the element to this button, let's go here this testimonial, and let's go here this style, and then let's come to client, and for this client you will get to see and call margin. So let's simply add here 30 pixel on this top. First of all, unlink it, then type 30 pixel on the top, then I think you will get exactly same to same. So let's click on update button. Let's again here this website and let's see the preview. And now as you can see, it really looks fine, right? So now let me show you that like how we can make a website responsive for all devices like tablet and mobiles. So it's very simple in Elementor. Let me show you how it. So first of all, we need to click on here this bottom called responsive mode. Simply click on here. Then on this top, you'll get option called tablet, and this is mainly for mobile. So this is mainly the tablet version of here that, you know, right now, if someone just going to visit a website, they will get to see something like this. I mean, this design they will get to see. And if we do anything changes on there, they will get the same thing onto their device. So okay, so that's why we just need to make it, you know, perfect in here. We just need to make everything solve in here that our user get to see clear everything. Okay, all right, so let's first of all come here this hero section, and on this hero section everything's really looks fine, but only one thing I need to update here, that is about here this button. So to update this button, simply click on here this pin icon, then go here this advanced tab. Okay, let's go here this tile, and on this tile you get to see here this padding, right? So let's simply add here, just unlink it first of all, and as you can see we get everything is 0 like this in here. But don't worry, let's update it. Let's say the top will be like a 15 pixel, and for this bottom I like to go with same, like let's say 15 or let's say 11 pixel. For this right side I like to go with, let's say, 30 pixel, and for this left side I like to go with, let's say, 30 pixel. And as you can see, this is the final output. Now let's move to the next section. It's mainly our services, and on here we are not going to change this title. We are mainly focusing on here these boxes because it's not looks good, right? So to edit it, I'm first of all opening here my navigator that you can see better, you know, you understand more better. Okay, so let's click on here this container on here. As you can see, this is mainly the parent container, but we are not going to this parent container. We're just mainly clicking on here this. So now in here, first of all, as you can see, already selected full width, so I'm just going to make it %, and for this %, now it's 33.33, but I like to go with 50%. So as you can see, when I make it 50%, I get to see like this, right? So now let's click on again here the next one. So let's click on next. Let's change it to, let's say, %, and let's say it's gonna be, let's say, 50%. Let's go to the next. Let's go again here the pixel to %, and let's make it 50. So as you can see, now it really looks cool, right? Now let's move to the next section called About Us section. And on this About Us, I like to change here this direction. So right now, as you can see, it's horizontal, right? I like to make it, let's say, vertical, and as you can see, we get exactly like this, right? But in here, we need to do a little bit changes. For example, let's click on here this container, and now as you can see, it's 50 pixel. But make it % and make it 100. So as you can see, we get to see something like this, right? Let's go to the next container, and let's go here and let's make it % and let's make it 100. So when I make it 100, as you can see, we also get to see like this. And now let's go here this parent container, and let's go here this advanced, and I like to add a little bit padding. Let's say click on here this unlink button, and for this right side I like to go with 30 pixel. As you can see, we get to see the implementation right here. Also, let's go to the left side, it's 30 pixel, and for this bottom I like to go with, let's say, 80 pixel. So yeah, looks fine, right? But also we can try something like, let's say, make everything center. So click on pen icon, make it center, again go here, make it center, and let's go to the next, go here this tile, and here you will get to see the alignment called center. So one thing, let me tell you here, that is like, for example, you are looking something like me, that alignment. Where is mainly the alignment? First tab, you will get to see in this content, you will look at there. So there is no alignment. Let's go to the style. All right, so we get this style, this alignment in here. So some of the cases you get to see the alignment on to here, this advanced tab, but this is not mainly for. So you will get the alignment on style or the content all the time. For example, the text, you will get in the content. For the paragraph, you will get onto the style. Okay. All right, so let's move to the next section. And in here, we just need to do the same thing, right? We need to make them everything in 50%. And also we look to change here this title. Let's click on here this pen icon, go here this style, and typography, I like to go with, let's say 35 pixel. Let's move with the next, and let's click on here this. As you can see, right now selecting here this one, this container, and now in here I like to make, say, percentage, and let's say 50%, and let's go to the next, and let's again percent, and let's make it 50%, and let's go to the next, let's make it, let's say percent, let's say 50%, and let's go to the next. It's also need to be 50%, and also we need to make them all. So let's go here 50%, and let's go here, let's go to the next. And on this section, what we need to do, we just need to click on here this main one, this main container, and then we just need to change it to the direction into, let's say we like to go with this reverse. So what happened when is going to do in reverse, we get this images on a fast and then the content. So if you just select it here like reverse, column reverse, then obviously we get like this, right? So what I need to do right now, we just need to click on here this container, and let's go here this pixel until, let's say 50%. Okay, so 50% will be same, so let's make it 100%. So as you can see, we get 100, and let's go to the next section and go here this percentage and make it 100. So as you can see, we get exactly same. And also if you like to make them everything in center, what you need to do is just to click on here this pen icon, and you need to go here this content, and you need to change this alignment. Now it's center. Let's go to the next, make it center, and if you like to make it center also, let's go to the style and make it center. As you can see, everything is right now on center. So let's center, and also I like to make it center, so let's go style. All right, so let's here with the alignment, make it center. So everything is on now center. So I copy it, and now I just paste the style. Again, I copy it, and I just paste the style. Why I paste the style? Because these thing are same thing. This is not something different. And for when you're just going to copy this, this pasting the style, you were just merely copying their value. You're not like going to copy like any kind of content. So you don't need to worry about when you're just going to paste the style. Okay. All right. So now let's move into the next section. And this is mainly our countdown section, and it's quite also simple to do. So let's click on here, edit the container, this button, and let's go here this width to, let's say %, and let's make it a 50, and let's go to the next one again, and let's change this pixel into %, and let's make it a 50. As you can see, we get same. So let's again copy it, and let's go here, and let's paste the style. So remember one thing, that is, I'm not merely just copy and paste the inside of thing, I'm merely taking outside of it, right? So again, I'm just copy, oops, not paste. If you just do mistake, then press Control Z or Command Z, then it will be undo. Okay. Or if you feel like, okay, I make mistake and I also do the save, I already save it. So you can go here, this story tab, and you can just register from there. So don't worry about it. Also, if you see carefully that these two boxes, like when it's hovering, it's overlapping, right? So what you can do, you can just go here, this first one, let's say, hey, go to advanced, and let's say them like, hey, for this bottom, let's say 30 pixel padding in there. So what happened, as you can see, when I take this 30 pixel padding in this here, let's apply all of them, right? So what you can do, we can also copy it, and we can say, hey, you need to follow the same rules. So, and now in here, we can say them, hey, you need to follow the same rules, and as you can see, they are following the same rules. All right, so let's go to the next section, and let's go here this title, and let's go here with this style and follow this typography, and we need to make it 35 pixel on this text. Currently it is 40, and I just make it 35. All right, now this section is almost ready to go. But I think we need to do a little bit changes in here, because as you can see, we get to see a little bit like an space in here, right? So what you can do, you can just go here, just click on here, this pen icon, and let's come to here, this content, and let's go to the layout. And on this layout, let's change this line height into, let's say, 400. Now let's move into the next section, this one. So it's also interesting. Let me show you. So first of all, what you need to do, we just need to click on here, this edit container, this button. And as you can see, it's now 50. I was taking 50 almost, right? So let's make it 100%. And also let's box to, let's say, full width. So what happened? I take it 100%. Let's go to the next one. I'm just going to full width, and I'm just going to make it 100%. Alright, so we make it 100%, but there is nothing. We not get to see any kind of changes, right? So let's click on the container. Let's change this reverse into this one. So as you can see, we get to see right now the changes. So now let's click on here, this pen icon, and we just need to make it left side. So we are going here, style. Let's make it a left, and as you can see, we get to see the changes, right? And as you can see, this looks very, like something like look like almost nearby, right? So what you can do, let's click on here, this pen icon, and I'm just going to here this container, and let's go here, this advanced, and let's go unlink in. And for this top, let's say I'm just going to take a, let's say, 80 pixel for the padding, and yeah, we'll get a little bit of space in here. All right, so let's move into the next section called testimonial, and let's go here, this container. And for this full width, it's almost full width. Let's go here, this one, and we need to make it, let's say, 100%. So we do the changes of this layout, right? We make it full width, we make it 100% width, but we didn't get to see any kind of changes. So now what do we need to do? We just need to check here, this parent container. As you can see, right now I'm selecting parent container. Let's go here, this advanced tab. And as you can see, we get to see this padding. They was take almost 50 pixel, right? So let's unlink it, and as you can see, we get 100%. But in really, I don't really want 100%. So let's say the right side will be, let's say, 30 pixel, and for this left side, make it a 30 pixel. Then we'll get exactly like this, right? All right, so now let's move to the next, like this pen icon, and let's go here, this advanced. And as you can see here, we also take it like here. If you see carefully, that we almost take 80 pixel right and left and right. So let's make it unlink it first of all, and as you can see, we make it 0, and we get exactly something like beautiful. As you can see, something like beautiful things we get. And also in here, we need to do a little bit changes, not much. Just click on here, this pen icon on this title, and let's go here, this style, and we just need to make it 35 pixel, because right now it's 40 pixel. Make it 35. That's it. So this is, if I click on here, this preview button, so this is mainly the final look of our tablet version. As you can see, whenever someone just going to visit a website, they will get to see exactly same to same that we are right now seeing in here. But one thing, before just seeing other users, we just need to update it. So let's click on here, this update button. Now our user will get to see the changes what you currently do right now. Okay, all right, so now let's move to the mobile version. Let's click on here, this mobile tab. And now we need to do the work on this mobile. So let's click on, as you can see on this title, because this rule looks bigger, I want to show like bigger text in here. So let's click on edit heading, this button. Let's go style, and let's go here, this typography. So I like to make it, let's say, half of them, let's say 30 pixel of this content. And yeah, looks good. Now let's move into the next section, our features, or this section, let's say our services. Let's click on here, this pen icon, and now I like to make here this typography, let's say 26 pixel of it. Then you will get exactly like this. And on here, this section, I like to click on here, and as you can see, it's already 100%. So if I click on here, this advanced, it's only taking 15 pixel, but I didn't think that it's the biggest issue. So we need to do one thing, that is, let's go here, this parent container of here. Parent container is, that means I'm saying about this our services container. As you can see, now I'm selecting here. So let's go here, this advanced tab, and now in here, let's go here, this make it 0 of this padding. So I make everything 0. Oh, okay, this is not melee. So this is the parent container. Let's go advanced, and let's make it 0. As you can see, now we get something like this, right? It really looks good. So let's take a little bit top, like 60 pixel from the top, and for this bottom I like to go with 30 pixel, and for this right side I like to take, let's say, 5 pixel, and for this left side I like to go with 5 pixel. As you can see, how beautiful look it is right now. So let's scroll down and let's go here this next section. So in this section, I like to click on here this about us container. Let's go ahead advance and let's unlink it. Then you will get like this, exactly like this. So to do the changes, I think you will get to see something like this, right? So what you need to do in here, you just need to click on here this pin icon, whatever you just like to change it. And then you just need to change here this icon position to left. So when I put icon position into left, then you will get exactly same to same, right? And now in here, you can just copy and you can just paste here this style. All right, so if you get to see it's not working, then just make it, let's say left side, then you will get to see the changes. Let's also paste the style. And one thing you can see here, that is you get to see that 15 pixel. I mean this right side, can you remember that it was take 15 pixel on this right side, on this left side was take 15 pixel. So we just need to remove it. So let's click on here this container, small container. And now let's say remove it to 0 and also go here. Let's go advanced and let's make it 0. Then as you can see for this right side and left side have a 10 pixel space. Now it's gone. So let me copy here the style and let's come here and let's paste the style. As you can see, we get to see all the changes. So when you just paste it, then you will get to see the changes in here. You know, the same style will be applied all of them. And now let's go to the next section, like what we do. Let's click on here this main container. Let's go to advanced. And as you can see, now it's 000. So if you get to see something, any other value, so you just need to unlink it first, simply unlink it. And then you need to type here, let's say 60 pixel. And for this right side, we'll go to 5. And this for this bottom, I like to go with, let's say 30 pixel. And for this left, I like to go with 5 pixel. Okay, then you will get exactly like this. Okay, so in here, I need to change here this title. So let's say I like to go with 26 pixel instead of 35. So I make it 26 pixel. And now it's also looks fine, not something bad. I think it really looks good. All right, but one thing we need to do, that is about we need to change here this alignment into left. So let's click on left. And also we need to do a little bit changes on here this heading. So let's click on pin again and let's go here this style. And now let's, as you can see now it's 24 pixels. So make it, let's say 22. So let's make it 22. As you can see, we'll get something like this. So I'm just going to copy it and let's go here and let's say paste the style. Then it will be 22 and this will be paste the style 22. And this will be same paste style and this will be same. So when I paste the style, as you can see right now it's on middle. When I paste the style, it's everything is applied. It's applied the typography, also it's applied the alignment. All right, so now it's really looks good. And now let's go to the next section. Let's click on here this parent container, go to advanced and let's unlink it. And for this top, I like to go with 60 pixel. For this bottom, I like to go with 60 pixel, and for this right and left, I like to go with 20 pixel. So now it looks good. And also we need to change here this text. So let's click on edit heading this button. Let's go here this style, and for this typography, we like to change it, let's say 24 pixel. And also we need to update here this line height because it's really look like, you know, like almost like 3 lines, right? So let's make it 1.2. I'm just going to change it let's say 1.2. We get everything nearby. Let's go with advanced and let's unlink it. And also since it's not updating, let's click on here this container. Let's go here this advanced, unlink it. Then I think you will get exactly like this. Now let's go to the next section, this one. And I think this is really looks fine. As you can see, there is nothing need to do. So let's scroll down. So on the first, we just need to update here these, click on here this container, go to here this advanced, unlink it. So as you can see, when I unlink it, all the padding is removed right now, and we just need to add a, let's say 60 pixel on this top. And for this bottom, I like to go with only 30 pixel. And for this left and right, we like to go with 20 pixel. And for this heading, let's click on the ear and let's click on here this typography. And I like to make it, let's say 26 pixels. So now as you can see, we get like this. And for this portfolio, I like to update it. Let's click on here this pen icon and let's go here this layout. And on this layout, I like to make it for this mobile device is 200 only, like 200 pixel it will be, as you can see. And as you can see, when it's going to hover it's look like really bigger, right? So we need to go here this style and we need to go here on this title. So this is the title, and let's click on here this typography and let's make it, let's say 22 pixel. All right, so it's now changed. And also we need to update here, let's say click on outside and let's click on here this text and let's 18 pixel. I think it's good. So as you can see, now it's changed, right? Alright, so now let's move to the next section. And on this section, what we need to do, we just need to first of all, let's click on here, this pen icon, go here, this style, go this typography, and we need to make it, let's say 28 pixel, then we'll get exactly like this. And for this upper container, right now it's child container, we're just going to upper container. As you can see, look at here. So right now we are in upper container. Before we do changes inside of this container, right? Inside of this container we do here. So I'm just going to the upper container and let's go to the advanced. And as you can see, we take 50 pixel left and right. So I'm just making it 0 and then it will be like this, right? And now everything looks fine. And let's scroll down here. And for this section, let's click on, go to main container. And as you can see, left to right, we get 30 pixel. I'm just going to unlink it. So as you can see, we get like this right now. And on here, I'm just going to click on here, these tags, and let's click on typography. And I'm just going to make it, let's say 24 pixel. So for this text size, let's say I'm just going to make it 26 pixel. So yeah, looks good, right? And now let's go here with the next section. Let's go advanced and let's make them 0. As you can see, when I make it 0, now it's totally take everything in there. But personally, I don't want like that. I like to, let's say in here on this right side, let's make it a 0 pixel. I mean this 20 pixel, and this left side, let's say make it 20 pixel. Looks good, right? And for this bottom, let's say 100 pixel of here. So as you can see, we take 100%. I think now it looks fine. So this is mainly the final look of our like this mobile version, and this is mainly the tablet version. And as you can see, and here is mainly the desktop version. Here we do the changes. Let me remove this navigator. And now let's simply click on here this update button to save all the changes. So now our homepage is ready to go. So if someone just going to visit our website, and then if they're coming from the desktop, they will get to see like this. If they're coming from mobile, they will get to see